A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. Jesus said to his disciples, "To you who hear, I say, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you, bless those who curse you, pray for those who mistreat you. To the person who strikes you on one cheek, offer the other one as well. And from the person who takes your cloak, do not withhold even your tunic. Give to everyone who asks of you, and from the one who takes what is yours, do not demand it back. Do to others as you would have them do to you. For if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do the same. If you lend money to those from whom you expect repayment, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners and get back the same amount. But rather, love your enemies and do good to them, and lend expecting nothing back. Then your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, for He Himself is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful. Stop judging, and you will not be judged. Stop condemning, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and gifts will be given to you. A good measure poured together, shaken down, and overflowing will be poured into your lap. For the measure with which you measure will in return be measured out to you." The Gospel of the Lord. Today's Gospel once again confronts and challenges us with paradoxical situations as Jesus teaches us to love our enemies, do good to those who hate us, bless those who curse us, and pray for those who mistreat us. Jesus presents the law of do to others as we would have them do to us with a new and positive face. Jesus on the cross says, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Have you ever imagined how difficult that Jesus speak these words at that moment? It helps us to understand that when teaching us to forgive our enemies, Jesus Himself has proven that it is within human capacity. He did so. The message of today's Gospel reminds me of a great example of love and forgiveness. For most Vietnamese Catholics, the life of Cardinal Nguyễn Văn Thuận is the life of the cross. At the age of 14, the communist government buried alive his uncle and cousin, and shortly thereafter assassinated two other uncles. When Saigon collapsed in 1975, Instead of becoming the Archbishop of Saigon, the cardinal was unjustly imprisoned for political reasons. Without a trial, he spent 13 years in solitary confinement, a period so long that people believed he had died. Though he was released from prison, he was exiled, unable to ever return home to Vietnam. Despite the miserable events that he endured, he was still able to forgive those who had mistreated him. He died in 2002 while serving as the president of the Justice and Peace Committee in Rome. Cardinal Pham encapsulated his experiences in the spirit of love, hope, and sharing to overcome and forgive those who so harshly treated him. He dealt with those who warred against him with love and gave them the hope of life. Many of you may know of him through his book, The Road of Hope. His writing really impressed me. He once told a child, "Even if you kill me, I will still love you and forgive you because Christ teaches me that I must love everyone, even the enemies. If I do not deserve to be called a Christian." These experiences have been justified by many witnesses. In 2017, Pope Francis declared him as a venerable, yet another important step forward in the process of the canonization of Francis Cardinal Pham. Forgiveness is a difficult practice to perform. However, we must remember that forgiveness is the highest expression of love. If love is giving, then forgiveness is greater than giving. Giving is easy to those whom we love, but forgiveness requires that we love those who do not love us. Indeed, the cardinal became a great person since he lived a life of love and forgiveness. Love your enemies is the command that Jesus repeats twice in the Gospel today. Love your enemies is also the most difficult of his commandments to practice. However, if today we live the teaching of Jesus, we join into the new life of Christ, the life of those who are received and lived by the Spirit of the risen Christ. As children of God, we strive to be tolerant in all adversities, while remembering that the grace of God always accompanies our efforts. Nothing is impossible with God. So, if we collaborate with Him, everything will be possible. Let us remember the example of Cardinal Francis to strengthen our faith. Forgiveness, indeed, makes us become great persons. Forgiveness makes us become great and truly Catholics. Today's Gospel reminds us of the main vocation of Christians: forgive. Just as Jesus forgave his tormentors, we too are called to love and forgive unceasingly, because only by forgiveness can we truly become witnesses of God's love. As Christians, we must imitate the generosity of Christ through willing forgiveness with no expectation of return. Harboring hatred for revenge will only bring suffering, but forgiveness will set us free. Amen.